The engines on Sodor are always proud to be really useful. They work hard and try not to cause any delays. One day, Sir Topham Hatt came to see Thomas. "Thomas, there is a big load of fish at the fishing village. I need you to help Arthur take them to the docks for the flying kipper." "Yes, sir," said Thomas, but he didn't like working with fish, but he went to the fishing village anyway and was coupled up to some freight cars. "I know you don't like fish, Thomas, but thanks for helping me out," said Arthur. "You're welcome," said Thomas, and he puffed down the line to the docks. Thomas could still smell the fish, but he was enjoying himself as he steamed along the beautiful coastal run. But then there was trouble. The coupling between two cars were rusty, and soon they snapped. As Thomas rattled over the switch, the remaining cars went down the track to the old pier rail and fell right off of it. "Cinders and ashes!" cried Thomas. The brake van was lifted out of the tidal pool and the two vans were taken to the scrapyards. Thomas took the two remaining vans and carried them to Brendam Docks, where Henry was waiting. "About time you got here! Where have you been?" "There was an accident at the old pier rail," said Thomas. "You know, Thomas," said Henry, "whenever you have a job related to fish, you get into trouble. No wonder you hate it." The next day, Thomas told Fergus about his dilemma. "That's a funny way to have fish back in the water," he said. "True," said Thomas, "but it was never meant to be that way." Meanwhile, Henry had just delivered a goods train to Killabon Station. He then had to go to Knapford to pick up some coaches, and Emily would take over the train. Suddenly, Henry came to a stop. His driver and fireman looked him over and had bad news. "Your brakes have jammed," said his driver. "Now you can't pull your train." Just then, Thomas arrived. Henry's driver explained what happened, and Thomas agreed to take Henry to the works. "I can take your passengers for you and Annie and Clarabelle," he added. "Thanks," said Henry. "My brakes might be fixed for me to pull the flying kipper tonight." At the works, Henry whistled "good luck" to Thomas as he puffed off to Knapford. Thanks to Thomas, Annie, and Clarabelle, Henry's passengers soon arrived where they needed to go. Once Henry's brakes were fixed, he went to Brendam Docks to pick up the flying kipper. The next morning, when Henry arrived to take his passenger train, he spoke to Thomas. Thanks for your help yesterday, Thomas. I'm sorry I was so hard on you. That's okay, Henry. I may hate fish, but it's not my fault that these accidents happen, and I'm glad you and Arthur don't mind the smell.